Hello there, and welcome everyone to A Complicated Profession on Euphoria. I continue to be your facilitator, Chris. My pronouns are he, him. I'm an early 30s Asian Caribbean man with jet black hair, mustache, and beard. And today I'm wearing a green hooded jumper, and my background remains pretty empty other than the shelf over there. And I am playing Stan, the Stanimal Solitaire, formerly the hotshot pilot of the patched together ship, the Panache Fantastic, and now a barman on an intergalactic cruise, keeping my passengers merry with drinks and content with my sympathetic ear. And of course, the other members of the crew, uh, Creefer.
Hi, I'm Krufu. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a cis gay white guy based in Frankfurt, Germany. I'm typically pale skinned, but today I have white makeup on and white and black makeup on to simulate a skeletal effect, as well as a top hat and a glittery naval jacket. I guess I don't know. There are things on the shoulders. Because I am playing the skeletal droid Blade Skull, used to be a murder bot, and now is the live entertainment on the Panache Fantastic for this interstellar cruise ship.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kayla. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a white lady with a bleached, like, shoulder length hair with a side shave and a lot of root showing. I'm wearing glasses and two necklaces, a white pair of overhead headphones, and I'm holding my microphone physically. I'm in my bedroom right now, and I am playing Betty Sundrift, who was once the feared bounty hunter with a jetpack known as Starling. Now she works as the master of ceremonies aboard the now cruise ship Panache Fantastic, and is sort of trying to put her Marston Dangerous life behind her and chill out. It's her sort of mission.
And Chirag.
Hi, I'm Chirag. Pronouns are he, him. I'm an South Asian man wearing with a little bit of a beard, black hair, and a dark blue shirt over a black thermal with white headphones. And I am playing Ewok Jones, who was once the adorable mascot everyone liked to call Fluffball, and now currently the captain of said ship, using a voice amplifier to make himself sound more serious, as opposed to his natural voice, which is a bit more high pitched and a little Mickey Mouse, which, if you understand the setting from last time, is very on the nose. So yeah, so far, uh, he proves he can drink. He can still do a good job. He can still do decent captaining. We'll see how well he does. Well, how well he does for the rest of this adventure. I'm excited to find out what happens next. Are you?
And as last time, a few content warnings for this game. There will be some amount of cartoonish violence, mentions of guns, as well as food and drink, and descriptions thereof. And let's get going again. So the last time we saw the first few days of a birthday extravaganza being thrown for Prince Calder Law of the Cold Feet, the 17th in line to the throne. And as far as we can tell, he had a wonderful time, right? With cake and drinks and snacks that were excavated from a giant graviton mouse, a wild ride through a temporal vortex, and we finished up watching a dying star go supernova. Uh, Today, though, is the final day of the party, and the crew of the Panache Fantastic need to go all out to impress this very important passenger. Stan flies the ship back in the direction of Port Yensid. He engages the autopilot once everything's stable again. And he sits back, and he hadn't quite realized how uncomfortable this had all become. You know, there was a time where he could dodge enemy ship fire and dance through asteroids, and he could outrun just about any authority out there. I don't know, maybe he's just getting too old, and But that run at the supernova was almost a disaster. We got out mostly unscathed, but that adrenaline when pushing himself to the limit has somewhat lost its shine. It was fun though. The last hurrah of a life left behind. But he gets up, takes off his long coat, he grabs it with his tail and flicks it over the captain's chair. Picks up a shiny black bow tie and ties it around his neck. And picks up his top of the line motorized cocktail mixer and heads towards the ballroom. He takes a breath, puts on a winning smile, and walks inside to greet the rest of the crew, his old friends, readying themselves for the final day of the party. So I think he walks in and what are Betty? What's Betty up to today? I think the prince hasn't arrived yet.
Yeah, I guess if it's the morning, like Betty's made herself a cup of coffee. She's trying out some of the new like replicator recipes. She's still got like on her like sentimental necklace from like the group, which is linked to like the group she trained in like bounty hunting ways with long back in the day. But she's like got attached this wireless hands-free mic for doing new announcements, which is like properly clipped on, and she's sort of feeling all right. She's feeling maybe a sense of ambivalence about a lot of yesterday, which involved like sort of like remaking, disguising, like cleaning up old stories, and she's thinking a bit about like what we've left behind and sort of like whether she feels like she's far enough from it is maybe the thing that's sort of troubling her over this morning coffee. It might pass by the thing. When she sees Stan, the Stanimal, she goes, figured out the autopilot then. I remember because of the engines being backwards the first time we tried to do that, we had to set it in a completely different, in the right direction, but it sent us all the way back.
Oh, don't tell me. I've had a few years to figure it out since then, I think. I don't know, you kind of reminded me, I've been thinking about, back when we disbanded, I suppose. I took the ship that's down to like a planet, and I parked it up, walked out, and I didn't get back in that seat for a full year after that. And I don't know, something a bit sad about that. I spent so much of my time flying around, and I just didn't. I don't know. I'm happy with where we are now. Well, mostly. I every time I get in that seat, it's we go somewhere nice, and I don't just almost die. I actually get to live for a bit. Plus, I make a mean cocktail now.
We make people happy instead of dead, but it maybe still feels like we're, I don't know. Hey, I'm honestly glad to be doing this with everyone in spite of all the memories it brings, but it's important to remember, just because some places are home doesn't mean you're not allowed to leave.
Fun way of putting it. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't. I don't know what I would do if it wasn't all us back together again. It's still as fun as I remember, but less dangerous.
Mostly, operatic pirate cannons aside. I don't know. I think I'd find it weirder to be back on the ship without everyone else. Then I just feel like I'm sort of like, I don't know, Weekend at Bernie's-ing our old lives. I guess doing it together makes it more feel like we're remodeling.
Yeah. We've got a new path now, and we just need to make sure that the ship agrees with us, right? Speaking of our missing captain, there he is. Ewok. Recovered from yesterday?
Oh, you mean when we almost got destroyed by that huge blowing star? Yeah, it's fine. Just like the dials up the modulator, go even deeper. Absolutely fine. No, that's just like the old times. I am fine. I haven't gotten any more gray hairs. Why are you asking? What are you all talking about?
You know, the
I
sort of
don't-
blonde and pepper does look good on you, Captain.
That means a lot. Thank you so much. I was getting very self-conscious.
It's not quite the old days, you know. Besides, don't blame me. I'm not the one who said we could see the supernova.
I'm not blaming you. I am thanking you for help. You and our great hotshot pilot for getting us to survive. Sorry, hotshot pilot turned drinks aficionado. Drinks maestro? I don't know the terminology. I have a book. I haven't read it.
Drinks. Do you think we should maybe, like, get into coffee? Like, this is quite good with the upgrades. We should move into coffee.
I don't know if we're allowed to sell the royal coffee, but if we can get away with it. I mean, I won't tell if you don't tell.
I mean, if we impress the prince today, maybe we can get, ask him. Can we
Get
Get
a
a bit
get a
of a-
license.
Yeah.
Royal Commission
I'm
or
sure we
something.
can do it.
Can Blade Skull drink coffee?
We should invite him over and see.
Hmm.
I mean,
Well,
it
maybe
can't
if
be
we
worse
run
than
from
when
oil through the espresso machine replicator, maybe that would be good for him.
it's not going to be as bad as when we gave him cranberry juice. So many explosions. So many explosions that day. We had to get a whole new West Wing.
It makes a change from cleaning up blood, though.
It's true.
Ugh,
It's true.
it's the
Uh,
truth.
I think Blade Skull is putting like the finishing touches on his look in his cabin, just sort of like staring blankly in the mirror, wearing this top hat and bedazzled jacket. Looks exactly the same, but there's sort of during his internship, he learned the importance of like self affirmations, and so as he's looking into the mirror, going, "You are a star. You are the light. The spotlight is yours. You are a star." And then just sort of like nods, and the yellow light bulbs that are his eyes sort of blink on and off 3 times, and then he heads out of the cabin and back to and towards the ballroom.
Oh, morning, Blade Skull. You didn't see the prince on your way over, did you?
No, I believe the prince is still asleep. They had a late night last night.
oh yes, they believed they were they were going to die, and then they realized they weren't, and it got
And
weird.
then the
from there.
drinking commenced again.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they've just sort of added a multiplayer to their hangover, but that means we technically get the morning off.
Hey, it's- I don't think we've had. It's very rare that we actually have a morning off on this ship. Usually, we're before we were doing jobs, and now we've been rushing at the beck and call of the prince. Is there anything you'd like to do while they're hangover?
I shudder to put it back to job, but given that we've been giving the prince whining and dining the prince a bit the last few days, is there anything else you can do? Like I know it kind of like it's a bit kind of, but we want to make a good impression here, just for the future of the cruise line and all that. Any other
Well,
ideas for what we could do? I
well,
mean, Supernova was kind of spectacular. We got to do something.
well. There's a couple things I do, but they're not. They're more of what we used to do as opposed to what we currently. I'm just saying, if we bring them back, is it really kidnapping? Let me explain. There's a
What?
there's a cruise liner just under a parsec away. Very well. Incredible. There's got band performing. There is Mungo Janes, the incredible comedian. There is a whole sports team right there. They're playing basket hockey. They are, Space Olympian level. I'm saying we can go. borrow some of them. They could put on a great performance for the prince, and then we'll return them. We have the skill set, but we don't have to. I'm just throwing out ideas. It's early morning. We could do something else.
Like, the point of a cruise ship is we can go to destinations. We don't need to kidnap people and bring them here anymore.
Oh yeah, we can just go place. Does anyone know any place to go that's not excessively dangerous? Because all that's coming to my mind is volcano planets and that one place with giant moths.
I think that planet's in its larval stage right now anyway, so I think
Not
it's
even
closed.
anything to watch.
And the volcano planet hasn't erupted in a few years. I think it's ready to burst. So, I mean, as much as that would be fun to watch, bit hot.
Yeah, I think also, like, you incur a fine if you alter the line of succession during a trip.
Yeah, we're not doing that, right? I haven't checked the news, but he's still 17th, right?
That's what the news said. I'm afraid to look. Blade Skull, did you have an idea?
The only thing planned for today is the special dinner dance this evening as the final party. The send-off for the prince.
Well, what about that? What about that planet that we passed on the way to supernova? The one with all those crystal caves everywhere. You can go in and it's all shiny, and if we can take him down to one of those, he's probably not been. We figured that the prince has been pretty sheltered. They probably haven't been into one of those a place like that before.
We could.
And I think some of the rock deposits are, like, edible.
We could.
I mean, I think most of them are edible if you're not cowards, but even more edible than that, yeah.
Yeah.
We could sell it as confectionery spelunking.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of like blackberry picking that they do on sort of dingy small planets, but with the fun and danger of cave diving. Not serious danger. Don't give me that look. You know what I mean. The illusion of danger, which is what entertains rich people. That's why rich people are always in caves.
The prince does not seem
caves.
to be an athletic sort. We would need some sort of guide or expert in spelunking to help us.
I mean, Betty's very good at it. Very. I mean, do you want us? We can go there and see if there's a local. If you don't trust Betty.
Oh, hey! Why did we make this suddenly a trial on Betty?
Betty is you are an exceptional bounty hunter. You have found people in caves, out of caves, all over the place.
Sometimes there was no caves involved, I'm pretty sure.
It's
But
true, we
there's
admittedly
a
only
lot
had
of
a
caves.
30 to 70 cave ratio, but to be honest, I was always successful in those caves. I admit it, but we're leaving that behind us. All the same, there's no danger in these edible crystal caves, right? Other than falling and tripping. We protect the prince from that. It's not like there's going to be crystal ghosts or rival spelunkers or highwaymen who have gotten lost.
No, or we won't go deeper into the cave and then get a bit lost and a bit hazy and accidentally encounter clones of ourselves and or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen to us again. Okay. Does anyone still get a card from their clone? A Christmas card?
No, we had a messy breakup.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, my clone sent me a Christmas card, but it was at the wrong time of year. I don't think he quite understands the concept of Christmas, so it's a bit strange. Me and him never really got along.
Yeah, well, also, I guess you only learned about the concept of Christmas after, the Crystal Clave clone incident.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy to report that my clone has started a family with his partner.
Oh,
that's lovely.
Because Blade Skull's clone was actually listed living. Because they took like DNA from the skeleton and then made an actual person out of it.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Yeah, I mean, that was useful because, like, you were the one person we were never confused about whether you were the one.
yeah. When they were like, choose a like, don't shoot me. I'm the real one. We were like, yes, obviously, we can tell.
Plus, his name was not Blade Skull; it was Greg.
Yeah.
It's true.
I do miss
There was-
Greg though. Greg was pretty good. I'm glad that Greg settled down. I feel like he needed that.
Greg deserves stability.
Just- Are you upset that you haven't found someone to settle down with yet, Blade Skull?
I presume in my
Is it?
previous life, I may have had that. Right now, I'm focused on my entertainment career.
Good.
Yeah,
Focus
you
on your
know,
art.
like your first love is the stage.
Yes, the lights. Well, the first love was my murder blade. The second love is my stage.
It's true. But, you know, the second love is more mature, is what people always say.
Mm-hmm. The Murder Blade was just puppy love. It's just a crush.
I think it's fine that we're all single.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're working out our job. As you're having this conversation, the doors of the ballroom swing open again, and the prince swans in. Seems completely recovered from the last couple of days. Hello, crew. Entertain me.
Oh, Your Highness, you look like you've just stepped out of a cryopod. You're so fresh.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been dead before. But seriously, you know, the supernova was so spectacular. I can't wait to see what you have in line for me today.
Well, what we've just been discussing, sort of, how do you beat a supernova, which is some of the largest spectacle possible? What we propose is some of the most close-up spectacle imaginable. In between, just on the outside of the Devil's Shortcut, there's a series of crystal caves. Some of the gem deposits there are beautiful. There's both sort of like Brighton rock, but also then sapphires and emeralds and stuff. So it's a sort of souvenir thing. You could be finding specific gifts for any of your loved ones or unloved ones or rivals. Reflecting also frenemies. You know, you can send them this gift, which contains the subtle message of, I went here and you didn't, because you're 18th in line to the throne.
That's true. Yeah, and it's really something to sink your teeth into. Something tangible.
Though, I must warn you, Your Highness, it is a little dangerous.
What is it? Maybe I can bring a few of my. He looks back and says, "Denny, Holly, you come and make sure we get nice and safe." I've been trying to set them up for ages. They act very stoic, but you know, I think I could really onto something. You just kind of see the two guards look at each other and just nod once and look back. Stony face directly forward.
You could cut the tension with a knife. So, should we? If you're all right with it, shall we prepare the journey?
Stan says, "Yes. I'll get back to the pilot seat, and we can get going. It's not too far from here. We should be there in a jiffy."
Buckle up, everyone. To the crystal caves we go.
It's smooth sailing, and like Stan said, it's not far to go. And he sets us down. It's not the smoothest of landings. It's not a particularly even surface, but he manages to land the ship such in a way that when the ramp comes down, it descends right into the opening of one of the caves. And Stan comes down and gestures out to the prince. Oh, so we just walk down. Oh, it's awfully deep in there.
It is, but don't worry. Blaze Skull's eyes are a perfect source of light.
Yeah, and Blade Skull just sort of walks forward with that characteristic stomping sound, and his light bulb eyes just begin glowing much brighter, so much so that it's hard to look at his skull directly because there's like an aura of light coming off of it. But it's like a torch shining the way forward.
Whisper sort of to the prince, it's like, you know, tech crews up and around the country were lining up to get them on board, but their first love was in front of the boards, not behind.
It's that's quite astonishing. This is this is a good bit of fun, isn't it? Do you are you sure those lights will last all the way there and back?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I remember once me and Blade Skull were lost for 3 days on a desert planet that was in fact not a planet, but series of sinking sand, quicksand, wrapped around a black hole. And in that time, I never saw him blink.
Not even because of all the sand. It's in the eyes, or
Oh, no. He kept us there, unwavering, occasionally would wipe his face off, but, you know, is honest, wouldn't do the sort of cheap disguise of blinking with the wave in front of the hand, you know.
I feel like at that point, Blade Skull, who's walking in the front, sort of turns, and I don't know. There's something the way the light like reflects off the cave walls, and it like makes the silhouette as he's like side eyeing you and the prince. And Betty knows that this is just a neutral face from Blade Skull, but to anyone who doesn't know them, that it comes off really intimidating and almost like threatening. Just this glare back.
Prince goes, "Oh, this is fine. This is perfectly safe. This is going to be fine."
Right this way, Prince Calder. I have found a smooth way down.
It's okay, Your Highness. Most of the things in this cave are more afraid of us than we are of them, which is odd considering crystals aren't supposed to experience fear, but side effect of the planet.
Oh, I can still fear a few crystals. Take a few samples back, maybe, of scared blue crystal and scared red crystal. Yeah, yeah, nice display to put in the royal chambers.
Exactly. And then think about it. Your descendants, when they inherit your titles, will of course be able to refer back to their mighty ancestor who went diving in some of the most emotive caves of the royal family have ever glimpsed.
Yes, and bringing back such a gift, I could curry some favor with King Tlor's head himself. I doubt he's got emotional crystals before. That's a great idea. Let us away. Let's in we go. I'm feeling much more confident about this now.
Some of the crystals around him grow yellow then. He just like yanks one out. Almost like pulling up a like beetroot or something out the ground. It's going, yeah, it's pretty rare in these parts.
As you're walking along, the prince has already got a big pile of little crystals that they've run out of room in pockets for, and just started handing it off to the two guards to carry, and they've both got little bundles of all different iridescent colors and things. But at some point, the prince pulls another one out the wall, and there's an almighty crack as some of the larger crystals behind you fall and slam down into the path that you just went, and your way is blocked. He goes, "Oh heavens!"
Uh-oh.
I immediately dealt my eyes to like was it Holly and let's say Dennis. Was it Dennis?
It's Dennis, but
Denny.
it goes by Denny. Yeah,
It's Benny and
I
Denny.
just
yeah.
Benny and Denny, and then Holly and someone else.
Sally and
Sally it
Rod.
was. And Rod, yes. Just checking that they're not like freaking out and stuff, and they're looking after the prince while Betty goes over to look at this and goes, "Ooh, this is rock solid.
I think when we look over at Denny and Holly, Denny's like fallen in Holly's lap after the crash. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she's like, "No, it's okay."
In our minds, that's how it looks. But actually, in person, they're like, "Oh, you fell." Yes, I did. How
Look me,
how peculiar.
look
And we're
me
like,
up.
"Oh my god, the drama."
Will they? Won't
And
they?
they just kind of dust off their suits and kind of look at each other and nod, and then go over to the prince to make sure that they're okay.
Meanwhile, the
see how-
crystals around them like vibrate and turn pink or something.
Just kiss the god. Well, do we have another way? The captain adjusts his tinted goggles, which starts to like glow, not bright light, but more to see different wavelengths, so he can see infra, night, all that good stuff, as he's trying to see potentially another way out.
Stan, at this point, when New York says that, Stan kind of steps forward and looks down the tunnel that we walked in, and says, I remember from last time when we talked to the tour guides for that old place, the one we met the clones and all that. They said that these tunnels always go all the way from one side of the planet to the other. There's always two openings, even so that that's why they know it's. I remember that's why it's safe to go in, because you can always get out the other side. I think if we just keep following this, we should find our way back out. And I'm going to use my last hunter experience, almost there, to hold your nerve in the face of danger, and begin to lead the crew and the prince and the guards along the path towards the other exit.
Yeah. As we're going, he's Captain's stomach starts rumbling, grabs a big ruby, and then
Said you should aim for the cheaper jewels. Come on. But
there's so many. There's so many. Fine. I'll take this half-eaten Jew. Sorry, I just missed it. Yeah, I just, it made me sad seeing it. Look, and he holds up the ruby that looks a little bit like the Hope Crystal. It just made me sad. It belongs in my belly.
I can dig back into the old control panel on the ship and maybe get you back the little necklace and the clasp, so that you can put another gem in there. You can still salvage it.
Yeah. Mind goes back. It's irreplaceable. It's passed down from ancestors. Your great-great-grandfather had it in their behind. And it goes back. No, sure, absolutely. You can absolutely replace it with any old crystal. It's absolutely fine.
That's fine. We've got plenty then. We'll be back
all the
back to
gems
normal.
around the captain go very just sort of like cloudy. I mean, it's like maybe we should drop the topic of the Hope Crystal. Eat as many rubies as you want, Captain.
Yeah. After as long as we're traveling, the best thing is as long as there's two ways out and not both of them suddenly got covered by a rock. That'd be extremely awkward.
That would never happen.
Never, absolutely never. What's this?
The prince is also like, oh, that would be most unlikely, I'm sure.
One just kind of like looks up at the ceiling of the cave again, expectantly. Some of the crystals wiggle a bit, but nothing falls. Yeah,
That's good.
I thought we might have been in a tempting fate deposit, but looks like these are just regular old unconventional wisdom crystals.
I think we used up the tempting fate when we said that the engines wouldn't get blasted out by a solar flare yesterday. I think this time they actually might just not fall. Right? That already happened anyway. Like, they wouldn't do it again.
I think we should stop. I know when we've run out of tempting fate, but they can renew at a moment's notice.
I think with that, everyone makes it with a few stumbles and a few more salvaged crystals along the way, makes it back out to the other side of the planet. Of course, meaning that there's a bit of a trek round the surface to get to the ship, but it's a lot safer out there than inside, of course.
Betty, throughout the sort of cavern, will at various points sort of just like bring up different anecdotes or things to get a different emotional reaction to then collect crystals to then say at the end, oh, and Your Majesty, here's the emotional spectrum spread that you can bring back as your
Delightful.
souvenir.
Well, yes, we've got anguish and fear and joy and there's some others probably anger and what was this one? Embarrassment? Is that this one? This
Oh, that's what.
Yes, that was when I was telling the story about how the captain infiltrated a toy store back in the toy store planet back in our old days. And
That's
then
possibly
this one
adorable.
points to a pinkish one. That was when I told that story about the night toaster planet I was doing tourism from, and I don't know, it seemed to excite a lot of people. So
Oh,
pinkish.
as you talk, like he pulls out another crystal, like, oh, and on a complete coincidence, I've just discovered this one that's full of shame. Here's one. Here's one of.
Oh,
Here's one.
I'm sure. I've never felt that in my life, but okay.
It's.
No, Your
That's
Majesty,
this
it
one.
wouldn't be befitting your station.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you understand. And the stories continue as you stroll back. It's a nice day on the planet. It's very still, and there's a lot of crystal formations and such on the outside of the planet as well, but ones that you can walk around instead of having to walk over. So it's a little bit of an easier journey. And you make it back to the Flash Fantastic, and it's time to head on. So let's have a look and see how well we did entertain the prince. So we got one for luck. I used one of my experiences. Did anybody use any useful items? Or,
My tinted goggles.
we'll take that.
Mhm.
That gives us a 4. Friends in high places. It went smoothly, and the happy passenger were useful contact for your crew. Describe a decoration to add to the ship.
Oh well, obviously the crystals.
Yeah,
It's
we've
gotta
got
be
so many left over.
Out of all the crystals he left behind, he left the shame crystal.
Yeah,
It's strange that, isn't
you
it?
couldn't empathize with it.
Yeah, I'm sure he left other ones, but it's shame crystals right there.
So maybe we just have a fishbowl filled with glowing shame crystals.
Mhm.
And we can pass it out to all of our passengers who get a little bit too drunk one night and wake up the next morning. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we could use. They can if crushed like a glow stick or so, they inflict the emotion. Obviously, the contained emotions are more valuable, but for certain, if they're valuable emotions, shame is not a valuable emotion, so we can just use it to calm people down, just in their hands.
So Stan gets back in the pilot seat and takes back off into the night sky.
I think,
Um,
Chris, that was Stan's last hunter experience, right? Or was it?
that was Stan's last hunter experience. He's taken now the new host experience happy hour, which means that he can do something to try and lift someone's spirits in the future, should he wish. But
So I think as you get back on the pilot seat, I think Blade Skull would go to the cockpit and go and talk to Stan. And so Blade Skull you know immediately that Blade Skull is coming because of the stomping down the corridor. And Blade Skull enters and says, "Well, Stanimal, you seem much calmer these days. Stoic, Stan."
I feel a lot calmer, you know? There's a lot less dodging out of the way of things and more kind of going to something.
Keeping your cool really helped us get out of those tunnels. It was nice to see a change in you.
Thank you, Blitznell.
Stoic Stan saved the day. Well done. Is that okay? Are we okay with that nickname?
Stoic Stan.
I'm fine with it. Stoic
That's
Stan.
Better than what I had, so let's go with story.
Oh, so I'm gonna write that down. And just a bit behind the curtain here for the viewers at home. This indicates the first time we've had so far of someone completely moving on from their hunter life into their new experience, which means that all of that nice stuff that was on my old life, my hunter, has been discarded. I've got a new nickname, I've got a new job, and we're ready to kind of move on with that from here on out. And so we're back out into the into space. What is Betty getting up to now?
Now, after that one is probably gone and like taken a shower, sort of like washing up sort of like the gem dust, and mostly like, you know, she felt sort of like, I think she's kind of appreciating this new career of the fact that, like, you know, she'd been in emotion crystal caves before, and like they were purely sort of dominated by fear or rage were the two emotions there. And she's sort of thinking about that fact of having used different stories, dusted off these anecdotes for pinpoint different reactions, and she's sort of thinking about that as its own skill while she sort of showers. And then she gets sort of changed and dusted off and heads back into the ballroom to see what's sort of next on the agenda. Are we now swapping to the next event, which I think? So then as Betty probably comes back to the ballroom, there's still, I'd say, I reckon, a few different hours and stuff until the last event, which is going to be the dance and entertainment. So she's running through some of the things in her head of what she's got to do for her part in that. And as she does, she sort of notices Rod, the attendant of the prince, enter, who's presumably just doing some rounds, like walks in.
Rod walks in and he looks at he kind of does like a look up and down the doors, and he scans around the room. He kind of obviously clocks that you're there and looks around, see if there's anybody else, and looks just be doing a kind of a. The prince isn't with him. He's just doing a kind of a just a check, a quick kind of case of the ballroom to make sure everything's on the up and up.
And yeah, like Betty's sort of like looks at Rod for the first time, maybe, and I guess sort of like gets a sense, like kind of like tries to take and sees maybe like Rod like letting their guard down a bit, notices there a Onsiet which has like, you know, a set of 4 eyes, but also notices that like mostly Onsiet's like notices that like one of Rod's eyes is a different color, and then looks closer and notices like, oh, that's a glass eye, and they've deliberately chosen a different color for this 4th one, and sort of thinks like, oh, that's an interesting indication of a personality in a job that like has kind of until hearing about like Holly and Denny before, has kind of been thinking like, all these guys are just like carbon copy, straight face people, just kind of taking it and going like, well, you know, I think the prince is just calls out, I think the prince is having a lie down for now, so feel free to drop the silence. Feel free to laugh at a joke. I'm actually trying to figure some of them out.
Rod's shoulders drop like an inch. And he says, you know, even looking after someone so far down the road line, it's there's a lot of expectations that come with it. And we're around Calder quite a lot. Don't get a lot of time to relax. It becomes quite tense after a while.
Yeah, I guess I can recognize the feeling. No, on here, on the Panache Fantastic, we're all about relaxation, Roddy. Can I call you Roddy?
You can call me Roddy. You call me whatever.
Sit down. I gotta figure out some bits, and I don't know. You know what the prince's tolerance is. Obviously, here I'm trying to think of some lines. It makes sense to poke fun at 17th and the throne. Is he insecure about that? It's a new promotion, so that might be nice. I don't know. Give us warning.
He, back when he was 19th in the line, we don't talk about the two places he jumped up. But he couldn't, he wasn't great with jokes about it back then. But he's all right about it now. 17, I think, has almost made him feel like he's in reaching distance, which, yeah, don't tell him, but
Okay, so
he's
jokes.
gonna, even when
Can-
he's just ahead, he's not gonna be that close. I don't think.
Right. So can make jokes about 17, but don't pierce his illusion of 17's way closer. Okay.
Bingo.
You're pretty perceptive of people.
You think that you kind of some of these guards kind of look like slabs, that there's not much going on up here, but part of the job really is being able to figure people out just at a glance. We want to know if the prince is safe in any given room or not. And when we first came up here, there were a bit of alarm bells going. It was mostly because of the old converted murder robot, but seems pretty chill actually.
Yeah. Look, we all used to be kind of different people. Which, I don't know, maybe you get it being a different person in some ways, different context or whatever, but I guess we didn't used to get a break from the people we were. And I don't know.
Well, what's that like? I know what that's like.
So we told ourselves narratives, or I told myself a narrative about what we did, which was, yeah, it was dirty work, but we sort of always presumed that there were worse people than us out there, so it was fine. And I don't know. Got sick of the old story, so now we're trying to write a new one. Wait, I think, and like she sort of like trails off this thought because she does manage to think of a joke like that can tie this thing in together, and writes some like notes in like terrible shorthand and slides next to Rod and goes, okay, and like sort of shows off the text just right next to him, which is ineligible. I don't think Betty has clean handwriting at all, and also it's definitely in like a shorthand of just like beep beep here. But starts running through the routine, which like mainly involves some sort of like talks a bit about like the danger of a lifestyle, and then sort of does some like ironic contrast with like Calder's like, oh, the most dangerous thing for Calder is his getting invited to a baby shower from 16th in line or something. And yeah, it's explaining this and sort of like then just looks up to Rod and goes, so what do you think? Like actually at this point, like quite close. Do you like it? It's quite close at this moment. And I think then they are interrupted by someone, another crew member,
White Skull
Looking
comes
in.
stomping in. It's a surprise that you didn't hear the stomps from down the hallway. And he's carrying a box full of streamers and party decorations for the very lots of moon themed, crescent moon themed decorations here for the Moonlight Sonata dance. Hello, can you help me put these decorations up?
Oh,
Not even clocking how close their faces were together.
Um, yeah, sure. No, we should.
we've got the time before the party.
Good, the streamers must go up first.
All...
So says the law of party decoration.
There's laws about that in this part of space.
Yes, many. As a employee of the royal family, you should be aware of the laws of party decoration.
They did a nightlife internship. I think they're not yet sort of clear on the distinction between some song lyrics and guidance. I think there's a popular song saying like, "You gotta follow the rules of the party." It was odd, but go with it.
Yes, that is who I did my internship with.
It hasn't had any effect on you at all.
Mm-mm.
Fantastic. I'll start putting the streamers up. To be continued.
Yeah, as that is happening, of like going to find ladders, get some streamers up together. Unnoticed, I think like the three people in the ballroom, there's just like a funk against the sound of against the side of the ship, which happens. But some people are probably like, "Oh, damn, there's a floor below slipping or something." But over in say like the bridge or quarters, there's a hail. What this is a latched on droid that like goes in like is like then like the hailing frequency. Who answers over in the captain's quarters?
Yes. Hello, we received your hailing frequency. Please come in.
Is this the Panache Fantastic?
Yes, this is a Panache Fantastic. Please identify yourself.
We are representatives from the Yensid royal family. Which obviously lots of people say that representatives of the Yensid royal family. What this likely means is, oh, this is a rival similar-esque area in the throne, and they're likely sort of preparing like, we have loaded a EMP pulse to some of your upholstery. If you do not want to lose 7 rooms, you will meet our demands.
Please hold. Send the message, like private comment. Guys, we've got a shake and bacon situation. Please get prepared. Things are bad. What are your demands?
Will demand free of the prince's entourage. And it's like it's this odd sort of thing that you've heard about in like lots of things is like as we've mentioned before, like what I don't know, can't remember who we named, but like one of the crew of like security entourage guards was previously the one for the 17th in line in the throne, and they came with that position essentially. Some others have maybe been more around like yeah, they're often sort of like, actually I think often a whole entourage crews are usually locked, except like 1 or 2 people may be brought on as like personal favors. So often there is this thing of when princes and their like courtiers and entourage are isolated, there'll be sort of like raids from different things who want to be like, we want to claim like a couple of members of your entourage. They're now part of the, this is easier if it's higher. This droid seeker attacker thing has not yet identified who it is. Often if it's someone like 14th, there's kind of a sort of like, oh, you got to go with this. But occasionally, like, you know, the new 20, this could easily be having like doing this mainly on tricks, and then it's a boost to their status.
I
So
see.
they
So you're
transport over a list, and the list includes we would like Harley, Sally, and Rod.
I Harley, Sally, and Rod. I see. I'm forwarding the information across to you guys. It'll take some time to gather everyone. Where do you want us to bring them if we acquiesce to these demands?
Once you have gathered the tributes and locate it, we will send our coordinates to the room we are latched to, and then we will eject. We are sure you are disappointed by losing one room, but you must remember one is a much smaller number than 7.
Thank you so much for teaching me mathematics. So helpful. I will be right on that. Put them on hold, and so the hold music plays. Yeah. Obey the rules of the party. Obey the rules of the party. Hang the streamers. Hang the streamers.
Amazing.
I go find you guys. No. So we've got royalty demanding that we hand over passengers, which one, if we don't, they blow up the ship. On the other hand, I don't do well with threats. So
They put EMPs all over your ship.
our ship.
Unbelievable. Our ship.
Also,
Unbelievable.
do you know what's the first? If we do this once, then we're essentially guaranteeing we can never host any royalty again because no one will trust us to not lose their entourage. Who did they even ask for?
Sally, Harley, and someone named Rod.
Well, that's okay. Obviously, we wouldn't do that anyway. I mean, like Holly and Denny had that whole thing, and also I think Rod's nice.
It is
Some-
best to respond to threats with displays of force to show our strength. And
I see.
literally, he grabs this like cane that he's been kind of carrying around, like as a part of his outfit, and just pulls a sword out from inside of it.
All right, that's a good
Still,
plan.
you still have that?
Yes.
I guess why wouldn't you?
I think, what's it called? We need to find out where on the outer of this ship this EMP has been latched onto. Some of us gonna go outside, get rid of this EMP. Others try and track down where it come, and then take a. Ooh, you guys haven't seen the backup ship, have you? Presses a button, the dome, one of the rooms extends out, garage opens, and a cross between a fighter jet and a car from the Jetsons shows up. And it's like, small fighter craft, stole it from a museum. Should still work.
Is that what you're doing at that museum? I thought you were trying to find a mate for our space cow. I didn't realize you were trying to get a ship. That's very resourceful of you.
I was trying.
Why did you accept the logic of finding a cow at a
I was trying to lure it out with a mate. It didn't work. Now I hear 2 of them in the vent. I'm getting worried if they start to breed. I'm telling you, the cow in the vent is real.
With any luck, the room that they're going to event is the barn, and we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Sorry, you were saying something, Betty?
I was saying that we can't lose our passengers. That would be unpleasant.
Exactly.
I think I know a call I could make. Look.
Okay.
It was never really part of our business, but obviously I made it my business to know a lot of people who did stuff other than bounty hunting, which also meant more sort of hijacking, kidnapping, the sort of synergistic side industries. I know someone who used to be part of Entourage yanking, and, well, these things often work in similar ways. I'm going to see if they could lend me some plans to the kind of drones that get used. And the thing is, this is my last favor to call in. Basically, it's like an underworld gang of people who were doing like essentially an underworld kidnapping gang, which was quite nasty business. So he had loose associations, but because of one thing where essentially there was a hit placed on one of what this guy I'm specifically going to call, and instead of, and I basically didn't cash it in because the person who placed it then also had a different bounty placed on them, which I did, and they were like, I owe you one favor, but also once that's cashed in, you're dead to me, and if I ever see you again, it's on site. I make this call, and then within the hour, get back, go like, okay, here's a plan to a thing. It's gonna probably pinpoint to one of 3 different rooms, so we've narrowed it down.
Excellent. And with the schematics, we know basically how far the receiver is, which means it'll be easier for our pilot and Blade Skull with the sword to go track him down and show him that we don't take threats while I dismantle the EMP on the outside. Meanwhile, is it all right if you, Betty, stay with the others and Rod just to make sure that they're okay? You're not going to have an issue with spending time with them, right?
No, I think I've got a good rapport building up with the rest of the crew, so I'll go. Just let everyone know what's going on.
Rapport, right? Big bear wink.
Stan swans out of the room with Blaze. Right, load up the opera cannons.
Blade Skull probably goes and puts some like mag boots on, or maybe just, I don't know, clicks his heels together and magnets pop out of his bony feet, so that he can walk on the surface of the ship to find this droid with this sword.
Is it that there's a droid? Is it like a small bomb's been put there, or is it an actual robot on the outside of the ship?
I mean, it's like half robot. I think it's a robot body with a magnetic base. And basically, the way it would work if we did agree and load everyone in the room it's in, it would pull off that room and then like be anchored back by a presumably distant ship calling on it.
So yeah. So I've got also big astronaut fishbowl over the head, and he's just still in the captain's suit. Like, you'll be like, my species is, we can survive in the vacuum of space. I still need oxygen, so I just look like a bear wearing a fishbowl on my head. But it's important. It's scientific.
All that fur is insulating.
Thank you. You get it. And as he's on the outside, instead of mag boots, his claws just extend to almost a foot long, and then just like scratch on the sides. Don't worry, it buffs out.
Yes, I buff it out.
And you do a great job.
Just pretending to not see the damage to the paintwork. It's not happening. It's not there.
I think Blade Skull wants to be annoyed, but is still learning how to take a compliment, and so just sort of shakes his head a little bit and keeps going.
Yeah. So,
I'm going to use my assassin droid experience to, of course, show that I'm proficient with this weapon, and hack up this thing when we get to it.
And I'm going to use cute but deadly. Surprise someone with your ferocity or a hidden weapon, which are the bear claws.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think we make it up on the droid attached to the outside, sneaking towards it. What do we see?
Yeah, like I said, it's got like this sort of metal solid magnet base, but then it's got 2 arms. Its body can spin around. It's not really designed for combat because in general, it's a sort of thing like this whole routine and rigmarole doesn't usually, it's often more of a psychological game. It's rarely solved by force. So even though it does have some sort of weapons, when it spins around and just sees so many people, it's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Do we want to roll before deciding how this?
I think so. Yeah, Betty goes back to Rod, and I think has like a conversation before we do the roll, going like, "Hey, it's a bit of a situation. I should probably tell you about, but the rest of the crew is on it. There's an entourage grab going on. Have you ever done these before? Been
Hmm.
in?
Well, I'll tell you this. This lot here not called us first entourage. I knew the last lot quite well actually, so not my favorite experience.
I mean, seems like a pretty
Hmm.
rough part of it. I guess I don't really know how I'd do even this job without the same faces around me.
Avoid it if you can. But yeah, I mean, what they wanted to take me? Is it, or is it the others?
It's you,
Hmm.
Holly and Sally too, and well, I guess I wasn't ready to see you go just yet. And the last thing I'll say before I roll is Betty is willing to venture saying like with a job that involves that kind of changeover, would you ever consider trying out something more settled? And then we have, sorry, my roll there was terrible. It got tangled in cables, but it's free because we used experiences and equipment, and then
Mhm.
just the one for luck. Yeah, there's a 2, 3, and a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the passenger is absolutely saved. Do we want to say like what your response to the "what are you doing here" is?
Well, yeah. We're just getting rid of we're just buffing out the ship, get rid of some dregs. I'm out of lines. Kill him.
And Blade School says, and I have been told I'm quite good at buffing, and then brings the sword down and starts hacking at the droid.
Yeah, this is right. It was not. It's the thing. Usually, it relies on either them verifying that someone is like of a higher rank and allowed to do this, or getting tricked. This one was probably a trick on the low. You were a rare people and just going like, we're not even fucking bothering with that. And then, yeah, what's Rod's response to the question of would you ever consider sticking around in somewhere else?
Well, the prince can be a bit much. I don't mind looking after him, but I can think of a few reasons to stay.
And yeah, Betty gets out a card and writes, it's a card that is a sort of like staffing they had working on. It's actually, yeah, like, no, actually, Betty pulls out something that's had an thing. It's like, well, if you're interested when we get into port, I assume we do actually. It's like this sort of help wanted bouncer, like just going like, we've been kind of trying to like thinking of setting that up a bit more. Obviously, we don't want Blade Skull to have to be doing both that and the entertainment. It kind of creates a disconnect. It's just idea, something you could try out and see where things go.
Well, like I said, I don't know this entourage that well, so I'll definitely consider it.
Yeah, so we can add to an NPC. I think the way this probably plays out is that Rod probably is open to this and probably will put in their resignation with the prince at the end and join our crew as a bouncer. But in the meantime, he's kind of down to do bouncer work for us.
Cool.
So we can add him to our
Excellent.
crew
Would it
sheet.
be true love?
Yeah, and Betty and Rod, I think, have the burgeoning start of a potential relationship. At least a commitment to like, oh, I think there are two people who. The thing with obviously everyone on the crew is like we went through all the stuff together, whereas Rod didn't go for any of this stuff, but also gets the stuff. So Betty's very open and excited about it. Before
and I think with that we will take a break there. So we'll see you back here in a little bit. Welcome back, everybody.
This is exciting. to this exciting adventure of a complicated profession. Uh, Back at the break, somebody was offered a job, but was offered a job, and now the captain has to deal with that. As in the break room after an interview with Roddy. Uh, Thank you very much. Your CV is very impressive. Please, could you step outside and I need to. Could you call Betty in? That would be great. I need to have a word.
Yeah, Rod steps outside and like the captain wants to see you. I think it went well.
Nice. Betty walks in with a little bit of a sort of smile she's suppressing and goes, "So, I think he's good, and we had been saying we needed a bouncer."
He is. All right. First of all, we were saying that. I am surprised you offered him the job before talking about it. You must really favor him. Big bear wink.
It came up in conversation, like, after the whole entourage grabbing. He mentioned, sometimes you feel like there's a window and it's closing, and rather than, I don't know, just be content with what's going on, you want to try and take a leap. Look, what I'm saying is, I'm sorry if I make job offers to anyone else, I'll run it.
It's fine. I am just gonna have to make it very clear to the prince that we are not entourage grabbing by hiring him. So we have to make. I've got to deal with that. But it should be fine. I was trying to get information of him, and he was mostly forthcoming, but he was just very keen to ask questions about you. He was very keen to learn more about you, which fine. Big bear wink. He was, yeah. He even asked about your old nickname. Starling, but he got it. He kept saying it wrong. He kept calling you Starlight. I can probably correct him if you prefer. Like on the first meeting if you want.
Nah, leave it. It's kind of cute. And that is maybe the first time you've ever heard Betty describe anything as cute in a positive sense.
My God. You never even called me cute, and my name used and people called me Fluffball.
Actually, yeah, no, but like describing another person, it's like,
right,
yeah.
You very rarely say that word. Oh wow! All right, well, you're gonna be responsible for the whole onboarding process. You're gonna have to spend a lot of time with him. So I hope you're okay with that. Big bad double wink. So it's just a blink.
Captain can't necessarily have imagined the day of be getting romantic encouragement from young Fluffball.
If the romance goes well, great. If it goes poorly, I'll throw him out the airlock.
Captain,
back to your station.
Thank you.
So I think it's later in the day, late afternoon, early evening even, and the ballroom is decorated, as mentioned, in this sort of moon and stars theme. A lot of crescent moons hanging everywhere, sort of silver and gold, sparklers, streamers, balloons, and whatnot, hanging everywhere in this ballroom. As a part of this event, I have to ask another player what will happen outside the ship during the finale to impress the passengers.
We can't have another star explode.
When we pass by one of those neon streams that's going across space and we see something, it's like a space whale or something kind of majestic passing by the ship.
Okay, so as we're making our way back to Port
Yensid.
we're gonna we're planning to go by one of those streams to see a space whale. Perfect. That's the whole stars and moons vibe because the observation window will be open, and so Blade Skull is like pulling this rope, and this big, heavy velvet curtain is opening, and we can see out into space. As the guests and the crew begin making their way in, Blade Skull has gone to the karaoke machine and the lights table to set up a nice vibe and put on some good music. It's all just instrumental tracks because the karaoke machine can only play instrumental tracks. So no one's singing over it, so it's nice background music for now. And I think when Captain Ewok Jones comes in, Blade Skull, who's still wearing the same outfit, like kind of beelines for the captain. Captain, what does your formal attire look like?
The captain's, the long tie is now would be trailing in front / behind, but it's been adjusted so it hovers off the ground and is a nice shade of purple. The outside is white middle but black arms, which have got that glitter a little bit that looks like starlight, might be crushed rubies from the event. Who's to say? Who's to say? Others going there, and obviously, Ewok Jones has fluffy legs. He doesn't wear pants. It's fine. It's fine. It's like teddy bear. It's fine. It's fine.
Wearing clothes over fur is always uncomfortable.
Winnie the Poohing, thank you very much. Like the ancestors would do.
Keep it in the bear family.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Look, this is going excellently well so far. Is everything all right?
Thank you, Captain. Yes, I have, but there has been a slight hiccup. I have just realized that according to the royal doctrine of party decoration and ballroom dancing, when on an interstellar cruise ship or ships, it is expected that at the peak, the zenith of the event, the highest ranking member of the royal family will have a dance with the captain of the vessel.
I'm sorry. I have to do it. Okay.
Yes, it is tradition.
If it's royal prerogative, it's fine.
It is possible that the prince will not want to dance, but it is expected.
How dare he not want to dance? I'm getting the hoverboard. Excuse me. Yeah, just like in squeaky voice. Anyone would dare not want to dance. I am adorable. He walks up to get the hoverboard so he can be on head level when he starts doing the dance.
Nice.
Yeah. Wait, is there any times out? Is there anything else? Any other hiccups I need to know about?
No, that is the only thing that I'm aware of at the moment.
Sounds good. Starts walking, comes back. What kind of dance is it?
Good question. What kind of dance do you want to do with him?
So I'm gonna leave him. It's gotta be like, well, we have to do to the traditional song of the royal family, which is, hang to a stream. So it makes a pop and rock.
Party decorations. Yes,
party decoration. Yeah, obviously. Fine. I'll learn the dance before. I'll learn the choreography beforehand.
Thank you, Captain.
Put to the podcast.
I think Blade Skull is in event manager mode, party coordinator mode. And so when Betty and Stan come in, they are both should be wearing the same uniform because the entire crew is wearing a special uniform tonight. So I'll ask the two of you, what does this uniform look like?
Stan's wearing a purple suit. The jacket is sleeveless, and the ends of his claws have little gold caps on his hands and his feet, and he's
Purple
got
and gold?
some. And there's at like the the edges of the arms, the base of his tail, on like the crest on his head. He's got these blue feathers kind of attached that are kind of sticking out, making it very kind of colourful and festive.
Yeah, Betty's wearing like the women's version of that suit, which includes like a skirt, which is probably something you've not necessarily seen Betty wear before. She's got the sleeves still attached because her body type doesn't need that. And so you can also see like on the like cuff linings of them, they're actually like these uniforms are threaded with weavings that were taken from like neon sky clouds. So they actually like there's a glow to our outfits.
Blade Skull, no time for pleasantries. Turns to Stan. Sir Stan the Stoic. Was there a special? Did you prepare the special drink for this evening?
Special drink. We just have all of those things which are sort of vodka and rat poison. I mean, I could make something different from them. Certainly, yes. That should be easy. Yes, no problem. I can.
And please try to keep it to theme.
To theme. The theme is moons and stars, right? Yes.
Correct.
I get you. Okay, we've got some. We've got some moon dust in the cupboard. I think probably I can go and get some. And he's
very creative.
Moon leaf.
And then as Stan wanders off, just like pivots, swivels towards Betty. And we need special canapes also.
Yep. Don't worry about it. I've used some of the royal recipes that the prince gave us the other day. All printed out. Had some of the extra crew. Load them round. And got Roddy to help me moving the tables. The cupboard.
Okay, then I believe the sonata is ready to begin.
Hey, Blade Skull. You're gonna kill it.
Killing is what I'm not supposed to be doing now.
He never did get that expression, Chip.
He just nods and walks away. I think the party is going pretty well. We've got these special drinks. I feel like after the first night or two, the prince and his entourage, well, really just the prince, is maybe not drinking as much, perhaps.
There's no more dancing on the table. I think he's learned his lesson there.
Yeah, but if people are paying attention, they see as Prince Calder is drinking and dancing, that coming up from underneath his blouse, his veins are like starting to show and turn this strange bluish color. And it's right before his dance when it's right before the final dance that the prince and the captain are supposed to do together, when actually one of the bodyguards comes up to Blade Skull, and Holly, she says, "Excuse me, Mr. Blade Skull, sir, the prince isn't feeling quite well." Blade Skull, his light bulb eyes blink a few times. Please take me to the prince. And then goes up, and we can see the prince is trying to play up like everything's going well, but there is this fatigue that's come upon him, and Blade Skull's eyes zoom in on the veins. This could be a problem. Please stay right here, Prince Calder. And we'll go to the captain, who's probably practicing choreography.
Yeah, to the left. What is it? What
Captain
happened?
Jones, the prince is suffering from a rare space disease. I'm so bad at names.
I'm so glad you didn't call it cold feet. All right. All right.
I believe the ingredients of the vodka punch have contaminated him somehow.
Oh, I would have thought the 17th in line would have a resistance to all the rat poison in our drinks, given, frequent assassination attempts. All right, let's get him into the cryopod, get him properly quarantine so the disease does not spread to the rest of us. If it is a disease, get him examined, and then propped up and ready for the dance floor.
Okay then.
We should get Roddy, see if he knows if he has any specific medication or anything or any allergies while we're treating him. All that good stuff. He's still dancing the entire time he's talking to you because he's still learning the choreography as he's having this conversation. Yeah, so go get Roddy, and we'll get him in that pod.
Blade Skull's trying to like appear happy, but like doesn't have any muscles to properly smile, and so is instead like pointing fingers in the air and like dancing, walking across the ballroom floor as he quickly gathers up Polly and Prince Calder and Rod, and takes them to the med bay. I don't know if we have a med bay, but we have somewhere where the cryopod.
We have an infirmary cryopod.
We have an infirmary
in-
cryopod place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I imagine it's more like a sauna or spa than an actual med bay.
Oh, that's so much better than what I was gonna say. Yeah, let's go with Tana's pod. I was gonna say we stole this pod from a haunted hospital.
No, we got it gifted the other night, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
True,
it
it
must
is
be very
gifted.
luxurious and royal. So yeah,
Right,
it probably
true,
is
it
quite
is a-
spa-like.
It probably is very spa-like. You're true.
Yeah.
You're true.
Yeah, Rod says, this should be okay if we can get him there quickly enough. I recognize what's happening. This is it happens in the royal line, okay, every so often. It's the big freeze. That's where all the blue lines are. He's starting to cool down. We get him in the cryopod, it should stabilize him right out. We just got to do it quick.
Okay, we need.
So add more
Even
coal
freezing.
to prevent the freeze.
Yeah, it's to get it all kind of evened out. It's
Equalized.
going to happening
Yeah.
all over him.
Yeah, the
Polly
cryopod
goes
design.
like, it's like the freeze becomes internal if you don't reapply it often enough.
Yeah, it's not. It makes sense. What
Well,
you saying? Telling me that I don't know the science?
I mean, the cryopod was designed to freeze and keep the person alive. If he's freezing anyway, the cryopod knows how to keep someone alive who's freezing.
Logical, yes.
All right, now get him in the pod.
So with the
Get
dancing,
that prince in the pod. Get
There's
him
probably
in
like
the
a-
pod now.
a speaker still on Blade Skull that's followed him into the infirmary. The music's still going. But yeah, Roddy, the way Roddy explained it, it is pretty simple. Once he's in the cryopod, Roddy mixes up a batch of antibiotics or something like that and gives it to him. And within 45 minutes, the treatment is over and we're back at the party. But the problem is now the music is kind of dimmer, muted. The streamers aren't streaming as nice as they were before, and the whole vibe is just off.
I think there's only one thing to do. We're gonna need all hands on deck to really get this party bumping. People, go talk to the passengers. Let them know it's going well. Get the light show playing nostalgic memories of our adventures so far, including all the things that we've seen. The safe things, not the deadly things. The fun bits of it. Okay,
Imagine-
editing's the game.
I'm on it. And does like Betty goes in and goes like, "Hi everyone, I'm sorry the party got interrupted here. We were briefly worried the prince had cold feet, but it seems
That's nothing new. Whee!
and like yeah, then begins going like, which is crazy considering all of these things we'd like have already got through. Prince ran the whole emotional spectrum, like doing this to try and like jazz people up before the
Mhm.
dancing.
Stan goes over to the bar and he gets his motorized cocktail mixer and he starts doing a whole kind of mixologist routine, doing a kind of big kind of show of it. I'm going to use my host experience happy hour to immediately improve the mood of all of the passengers and crew with this kind of display, and starts doing sort of sliding drinks along the bar so that they all kind of stop in succession and like the new and improved vodka cocktail is Vodka punch without any of the poison is ready to go.
I know that that's not what you meant when you said motorized, but in my head, it's like a motorboat or a chainsaw where there's a and then fixing.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like it's
Oh,
motorized,
okay.
so you kind of
Oh,
shooting
good.
off into the glasses. Yeah,
All right.
that's what I was thinking.
Oh, rat poison.
No
This
rat
animal
poison.
is gone. Long live Stoic Stan.
I think I'm.
Cheers to that.
I think I'm going into. Yeah. Who I don't know who's cooking in the kitchen. We got unnamed NPCs, or if it's.
We
you
used
know,
a lot of the
oh, I'm-
replicator, so
Yeah.
like, and the
Yeah.
royal recipes we got.
Yeah. So I'm going in, accessing the new commands of like Sunday, Super Sunday, Super Sunday. And so the bear on his hoverboard comes out, huge tray of like Super Sundays in different flavors. Come on, get your Sundays. Everyone feels better after dessert. Adjusted. Up.
Oh, it's so adorable.
Yes.
Even the bodyguards are like clutching their chests at how cute the captain's being.
Go in.
They like laugh and then like put on sunglasses so it's not visible.
Exactly. Good reaction. Sunday. Who wants a Sunday? Goes and make sure everyone has a Sunday.
The final bit of this, as the atmosphere really is getting much better and everyone's getting back in the party mood, with the light show that Starlight is putting on, with the new and improved rat poison free cocktails from Stoic Stan, and the Super Sundays from Captain Jones. Everything's going well, and Blade Skull kind of feeling excited, which is a feeling he doesn't get often unless he's murder droiding. Is going to use his newest host experience, the greatest hits, and play a song that gets everyone dancing. And so he pulls out one of the corded microphones from inside his ribcage, turns on the karaoke machine, and starts singing, "Fly me to the moon, let me," and then everyone kind of montages dancing from there. And I'm gonna roll to see how this goes.
And of course the captain's dance. But whether this goes well or not, it depends on your role. We've got-
Yes, I think that's it. So I'm gonna roll one for luck, one for experience, and I think we use some items too.
Yeah,
Cryopod
we definitely
we
used
used,
the
yeah.
cryo.
We used the cryopod.
The
We used
big
our ship
fighter
NPC as well.
Yep.
Our new bouncer. He absolutely
everything.
we got that covered.
We used
threw
the
everything at the
replicators,
wall.
Yeah.
And we have a
Good
6 and 2 5s. So
Yeah,
super
really well
success.
done. A huge success. How does the dance go, Captain Jones?
Well, comes in, the prince is back, and it's just me. The hoverboard lifts up, fly me to the moon, pop remix starts going off. And then, it goes from waltz to headbanging to pop salsa, and like the whole gamut of genres in this song, as it just, and then it ends with da, 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 da. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, I've never seen a miniature Earth sign dance before. It's so beautiful." And it's extremely adorable as the last of his kind is going down with the prince. And, there are photos of this thing, and that's going to be the prince is, people go, "Oh my god, he's actually dancing with such a rare thing." But honestly, it's just nice. The captain finally being like, not pretending he isn't adorable. Like, he's been pretending this entire weekend that he's super cool. Like, it's fine. I know I'm cute. I may as well just let it go. Let it flaunt it.
Like Betty in the middle of dancing, she took off her wireless thing, and also has ditched the jacket now because it's like, we're nearly at the grand finale, we may as well just enjoy ourselves. But goes like, "Captain, not like, you're cute, you're in charge, and you can throw shapes. You're all free, man. Live with it."
You're right. I am all free. I'm a triple threat. Woo!
After the initial dance, the prince does a very deep bow in front of you and says, "Thank you so much for the dance, Captain Jones.
Mhm.
This is a night to remember."
Absolutely. There's a deep bow. The hoverboard almost flipped, so he has to right himself. That was all. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Yeah.
There's
Oh
a
no,
clip of
fantastic
the
design.
a clip of the two of them dancing that gets uploaded online. And it goes viral under hashtag BBE, Big Bear Energy.
There we go.
And so our crew and passengers dance the night away with smiles on their faces and drinks in their hands and ice cream all over the place. And the evening culminates in everyone dancing their way over to the viewing platform as Blaze pulls the cord, and they're greeted to a beautiful sight of an enormous swimming space whale weaving its way through the neon lights. And you're almost certain it turns its head slightly to look at the ship, its eye focusing on the assembled revelers as it swims on and off into the night.
Can't believe
Um,
we saw Neptunus. How come back on the planet, he has to walk around with that whale has to walk around with a leash and doesn't get to talk. But then, you know, Giraffy the whale just has a job and can go around. Why is that?
The ones down on the planets aren't. They're automatons. They're not real space whales.
Excuse me a minute. I need to go to the captain's quarter. Walks off.
It's genuinely really beautiful, and it's kind of crazy. Like, we used to see this stuff all the time, but I guess when we were running around, we didn't really focus on it so much. I don't know. Sure,
Yeah.
you've entertained a rich guy, nice, but we've also got to see beautiful things, have fun. I think that's probably worth something.
Yeah. I could get used to this. Yeah.
Blade
Four of
Skull
us
has
together
learned the
having,
joy. I'm sorry.
The-
Blade Skull has learned the joy of creating rather than destroying.
I never expected to see Fly Me to the Moon go that hard.
The pop
Yeah,
mix was the
oh, that's
captain's
true.
suggestion.
Yeah.
It's true. I think your internship has really taught you a lot of things. I really, I like the people that we currently are, we've become, and the people we are becoming.
I don't know. When we get back to Yensid tomorrow, maybe I can call up the boss and suggest that we take on a few more of this type of job. Yeah, 4 of us together, 5 of us now, in the Panache Fantastic. What do you say?
Don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I like it here again. Okay, so pitches for a stage name for Blade Skull.
Oh, right.
Rave
yes.
Skull? Rave Skull?
Rave Skull, pretty good. What? I don't know. Breakdance Skull was in my head, but that's a bit too lengthy, I think.
Let's see.
Blade Skull. I mean, maybe Dance Skull. No,
Blade
Rave Skull was better.
Skills. Though,
Blade Skills.
I don't know. Who do you want to be Blade Skull?
They have the Death Jams.
Yeah. Which one speaks to you?
I think the problem is I still have my 3rd hunter experience. So Blade Skull is not, unfortunately, at the end of our contract, Blade Skull has not yet let go of that bounty hunter, that background.
That's bad.
So Blade Skull shakes his head. Nothing else sounds right. Blade Skull is still correct to me.
All right.
Don't you worry, Blade Skull. We'll get that out of you yet.
Blade Skull, the finest pipes in the known universe.
Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. But you know who has finished all their all their hunter experiences.
Woo!
The captain formerly known as
Woo!
Puffball. Let's go.
Why we call Ewok Jones the
Ewok Jones.
the
Legal reasons.
Ewok Jones, for legal reasons. It's gone viral. Dancing with a Prince has gone viral. It's you're going to be a big name.
Ooh. I thought you were going to say, yeah. For a second, when you said Big Bear Energy, I thought that was the name and not just a hashtag.
It can be also
Like
be the
big-
name hashtag big because
Big
I
Bear.
wasn't. I just said that, but I wasn't 100% sure that you'd used your final experience.
Yes, my final one was last of
Yes,
my kind.
to Captain Big Bear Energy and Blade Skull Raises.
There we go.
Have a drink to that.
Big
Well,
Bear
it's on the
Energy.
internet. It's stuck now,
Yeah.
So people are
And
calling
space
you.
internet's forever, they say.
Mm-hmm.
they say. Yeah.
Forever
Mhm.
doesn't sound as bad as it used to.
Mm-hmm.
No, I use that. I mean, who's to say? Sometimes years down the road, we'll be sitting there going, everything's a bit too nice and friendly. I wish I was back in the firefights again, but somehow I doubt it.
Besides,
I
the ship
did-
was still attacked once this trip.
It's true. There will probably be a time to use the old skills, the swords, the claws,
Mm.
but it doesn't
Yeah.
need to be doesn't need the end goal.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure we won't find ourselves bored that quickly. And you never know. Maybe we will find ourselves some new adventures that are
Mhm.
exciting in entirely different ways. And like Betty looks up as like Rod is joining him on the view platform, also
We-
like now like having ditched his uniform too.
Mhm. Big bear wink.
And so the Panache Fantastic drops the prince off at Port Said. Everyone says their goodbyes, and they come along with a new crew member, head of security, I think, as they decide to give him the title. And as much as they were dreading this whole birthday party business, the whole crew is jumping at the opportunity to take on their next contract with the boss. And before long, the ship flies out into the expanse to find the next planet where the next job will be found. The next set of passengers to be brought aboard, to be entertained and wined and dined by the crew. And with that, I think ends the journey of the Panache Fantastic on the stage. Welcome, everybody. So I think at this point we're going to do our final little outros for everybody. So once again, I have been Chris, your facilitator for this game, playing Stoic Stan Solitaire. And you can find me at Vengaboy on Blue Sky. And I don't have any specific to plug, but if you stick around EU4, you'll almost certainly see me crop up every now and again. And I'll pass it on to who wants to go next.
I'm been Chiragaznani, pronouns he, him. I've been playing Ewok Big Bear Energy Jones, the mascot turned captain of the ship. You can find me doing stuff maybe with the Aces and Dragons or our Discord or our YouTube channel. Besides that, I've been chilling and I've been enjoying this space adventure. Going to the next person.
Hi. Sorry. Hi, I'm Kerfu Bernal. My pronouns are he, him. I have been playing Blade Skull, the outdated droid turned live entertainment for the Panache Fantastic. You can typically find me as the executive producer and GM of the Pathfinder podcast Tumble Through, where episodes come out every Tuesdays. You can also find me on another Euphoria show airing around this time, the second season of the Vampire the Masquerade show, Three City Revamp.
And I've been Kayla Dice. I portrayed Betty Sundrift, the master of ceremonies who successfully left her life behind as the feared bounty hunter Starling and ended up enjoying a new life on a ship, getting known as Starlight. I publish games under the label Ratwave Gamehouse. You can find more information about me at ratwave.uk. You can access my games digitally on ratwavegamehouse.itch.io. And you can buy physical books from me like Psycho Dungeon, Out of the Fold, I'm with the Damned, and more from my web store at ratwave.square.site. You can follow me on most social medias under some variation of Ratwave Kayla.
Fantastic. Thank you, everybody, and it's been a pleasure to play with you. This game of A Complicated Profession, and goodbye for now.
It's been fantastic.
Bye.